Hey, it's Darrell from GigaOm, and I just want to take a quick second to have a look at the new iPad 2 from Apple. I managed to pick one up Saturday, and as you may or may not know, I'm actually based in Toronto, in Canada. So our official release isn't for another 2 weeks till March 25th, which I suspect might be pushed back even further because of the strong demand for the US launch. But I paid a little bit extra for one on Craigslist to a gentleman who waited in the Buffalo line to get my hands on one early. So this is the 64 gigabyte AT&T Wi-Fi plus 3G model in black. As you can see, I've been using it a lot. Just about done with the initial charge there. My impressions pretty much agree with my colleague Kevin Tofel's. It's a great device in the hand. It just feels amazing. Big improvement over the original one in that regard, and also the performance seems, even though there's not really, I feel, any apps right now that truly show off a massive difference in terms of performance. It feels quite a bit snappier in just general performance, and as developers take advantage of the A5, I think we'll see some amazing things. And just a last note, I want to point out to my colleague Kevin Tofel that I have the black leather smart cover that he was hoping to get. And although I haven't had any experience with the polyurethane ones, I have to say that this one feels terrific texture-wise in the hand, and looks really smart too. But yeah, Kevin, enjoy your polyurethane one. So.
Hey, it's Kevin Toffel with GigaOm, and I just happened to see my colleague Darrell's video on his iPad, and you know, I still have a bunch of Android tablets here, and I'll get to that in a second. But first, let me just clear the air and get this out of the way, Mr. Toronto, Canada. So you got yourself a 64 gig iPad to my 32. Okay, that means you've got twice the space of crap that you've got to manage on that thing, so good luck with that. And laughing because I didn't get that leather cover, I got polyurethane. Let me just say, poly means many. It means it's much smarter than any leather cover. Leather comes from cows, dude, and there are cows all around where I live, and let me tell you, they are none too smart. And you know what? I'm gonna bet that the cover with 21 magnets, you're gonna see Android covers with 22 magnets, because everybody knows more is better. Specs are all that count in this, right? Alright, I'm just kidding. So, no, specs aren't the only thing that count, although they do say a lot about what the device's capabilities are. Again, I've been using this iPad for most of the weekend, even though I sold my first one a few months ago for a 7-inch Android tablet. I still don't think I would carry this around quite a bit. I think I would still use my 7-inch Android tablet. But again, there's a lot of pixie dust on here that makes me want to keep it, so I don't know what I'm going to do just yet. As far as the larger tablets, like this Motorola Zoom, it's no more portable than the iPad, so again, unless I'm going to replace a computer with this, which I probably won't, I'm not going to carry this around all that much either. I will say this though in defense of Android. We talk about the lack of apps that are on Android and the 65,000 apps that are out there for the iPad. It's a valid comparison, but I have to say that the Gmail experience, by far, is so much better on Google Honeycomb. Granted, that's my opinion. I'm a heavy Gmail user, 2 Gmail accounts. I use Google for everything, for multiple calendars. Every person in my family has a Gmail calendar. Yes, you can do all that with the iPad, but the experience is actually better on an Android device. Is that enough? Are the Google apps a killer enough service to sell Android tablets? Unfortunately, I don't think so. It's something that Google can hope will buy them time as they attract developers, and that's really going to be the key here, because Honeycomb is going to get better. The Zoom will get better because of software updates, because of even hardware updates, such as the LTE radio in for 4G. And that will buy Google time for their Google I/O developer event. That's going to really be the key, that we find out a lot more about the viability of Android tablets. So it's not all about leather versus polyurethane, or 64 gig versus 32 gig, Darrell. But there is something to be said about that, and also very much something to be said about what Google does, how they entice developers to create usable apps that people want to buy so they get this tablet. Because after a while, you get a lock-in cost of iOS apps, and it makes it a lot harder for some consumers after spending $200, $300, $400 or more on iOS apps to make the switch over to Android. So